Hello, everybody. This is DeMarr Zimmerman. I first want to apologize about tonight. I had some personal stuff that I had to take care of that made me so that I wasn't able to get on the 7 o'clock uh, call, and I really profusely apologize. I am very sorry. I've always said that your faith or your God or the person who you worship comes first, second family, and then third your business. And tonight my family came before my business. I had to take care of some things that were very important to me, and I scheduled the call and didn't realize it was going to take as long as it did, and I wasn't able to get to a phone or a computer to be able to complete what I asked everybody to do. So I apologize that you spent that time on the call and I wasn't there. So what I'm doing is I'm recording right now the call. I'm also video and recording it as well. And I'm going to talk quite a bit and try to get this done in 30, 40, maybe 50 minutes. I don't know. And we're going to see how long it takes. But I want to tell you I'm very excited about the things that just took place that we just listened to Friday night. There, and I'm going to be looking down too. So when I look down, it's not that I'm not looking up at you. I just have some notes, and I want to make sure that I cover them. But I'm very excited about. I've known about these things for a long time. Well, not a long time, but long enough that I've been eagerly waiting to tell everybody about them. I want to help you understand that Cody Bateman is absolutely committed to this company. He's committed to all of us. He's committed to his family and making sure that Send Out Cards lasts for not just while he lives, but as long as he can possibly keep it going, even after we all go. And it's something that goes for generations and generations. There's a lot of things that I've been involved with the company for just over 9 years. This will be my 10th year into the business, and there's just a lot of things that the company has done over the years and tried to do some things. And Cody has looked for a lot of inspiration from the leaders, from industry leaders, and also other corporate and founders of other companies. And recently, we just added to the team Steve and Vanessa. And the reason why we did that is that Cody wanted to strengthen the marketing support so that we had plenty of support. And he wanted to bring people in that he didn't have to retrain or anything like that, that had the skills and the ability to lead this company to $1 billion. And he also restructured, had the IT department. He searched long and hard for somebody who really understood where we needed to go. And he's put a whole bunch of stuff together so that we can have research and development. We can increase the ability for people to have a better experience on the site so that people continually use our service day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in and year out. So he put that together. And so these recent announcements have to do with, as the marketing team and everybody was together, Cody and the team, they wanted to put together some things that, number one, made the money flow faster and made it so that when somebody came in within minutes, within hours, that they could that the money, the upfront money, would be released. And what I'm talking about there is the upfront money is like the $50 bonus that a new distributor gets within 7 days. He wanted that experience to immediately release those funds and do it legally. So we have some restraints in how we do it because we have an upfront package that isn't all product, and those kinds of things. So we can release that money, but it has to be attached to customers. So he wanted to create a way so that it would be released fast, and also that it would be able to meet the laws and requirements that have been put on coded plans. He also wanted the CAB release, the customer acquisition bonus, and that's when some customers are gathered for that new distributor. He wanted the upline to get paid very quickly. He also wanted to create a way that those leadership bonuses, so the leadership, as you develop, that would also perpetuate itself very quickly and happen really fast. Cody, these changes were also to create volume, commissionable volume, so that our average distributor had more volume at the very beginning, and that it could accelerate or make it faster for people to make money on the back end, and do it with not having to have as many distributors or marketing distributors. And so he wanted to make it so that you didn't have to work as hard, and you could get the benefits of the residual side quicker and faster. He wanted a way that duplication, the number one key in this business in order to create leverage, is you have to be able to duplicate, and more than just once. And so these changes or these enhancements are designed to motivate people to get to manager quickly. It's to be honest with you, it's taking too long for people to get to manager, especially now that people are paying the $395 because they want to be a distributor, and they want to build a business. And so he wanted to motivate people so that they would get to manager quicker, and so it wouldn't take so long. The other thing that he wanted to do, and the management team wanted to do, is they wanted to have it so there was more product value in the package, so that when someone came in, they had value there, and that they'd have the ability to make their money back a lot quicker. And so not just by getting distributors, but also by gathering some customers. And so he strengthened the package so that, and he also wanted the package to be valuable so that people would buy it. To be honest with you, and you need to understand this, that our design, the structure of this company is designed around the $395 package. So we wanted to give enough value there that people would buy it. We'd have a lot of people buying it, but we want everybody to want to have the desire to buy it. So that's what he's created as a package, so that package creates or has enough stuff in it to create the success people need. Bottom line, Cody wanted to increase the front end and quicken the speed of the back end. And that's what Vanessa and Steve wanted to do, and many of the leaders. So they brought to the table the concept of the Splash Pak. And all the Splash Pak is 10 preferred customer packages without the description. So it gives somebody 30 days of the wholesale price, and they're able to use that package and without getting on a subscription. And the idea there is, hopefully when people start using it, they'll want the subscription, and it will actually increase the number of customers that people get. Cody created a manager pool. The manager pool was designed so that people are encouraged to get distributors, because there's two ways that you participate in the pool: by getting 3 distributors who qualify for their $50 during a given month, or finding some customers, placing these packages and getting subscribing customers, so that as time goes on, the volume of each distributor increases, and it's the normal numbers that a normal distributor or normal network marketing company would be. In traditional network marketing, the average distributor has a volume between them and their customers of anywhere from $150 to $500, and so that's what we've done, is to strengthen that so people have a desire. So if people are looking for a pool or chasing a pool, because they can do that, so so that they can make more money. That's also going to increase the number of customers they have per distributor. So those are the reasons behind it. And in order to do that management pool, Cody had to give a little bit. And one of the things that he gave in was the training program. The training program was okay, but there weren't that many people getting to the manager in 30 days. And because the CT package wasn't a strong enough motivator to get people to manager. So he eliminated the training program and put in the pool, which actually is better for everybody because everybody has an opportunity to make money and share in the profitability of the whole company. Now you can get all your questions answered, or the majority of those questions answered, by going to www. or just sendoutcards.com forward slash simple success. So, and you can see that if you go to Facebook or you've got the emails, you can click on that. And there's the questions that you have, 90% of them can be answered there. And so that's where I would spend some time to review those questions. And then if they're not clear, then go to customer service or marketing at support.com. Marketing at sendoutcards.com or support at sendoutcards.com, and answer those questions, and they can do a very good job at answering those questions. And the reason I refer you to there is because Send Out Cards is in a very unique place. They're a company that's been around for a while. They're doing about $50 million a year. They're a solid rock company when it comes to stability in their customer base. And so they're poised, and what we need to do and the company needs to do is keep all of us focused on the fundamental things that will help us. The fundamental things, and that is to build a successful business, to work on the making lists, prospecting, presenting, sponsoring, and those kinds of things. Those are the things: list, share, and sponsor. That's what we need to be focused on, and let customer service and the company, and the materials answer the questions, so that and Send Out Cards has got a Facebook page. It's the official Facebook site. I highly recommend that you don't spend a lot of time there. Just go in there and glance a little bit, but let customer service answer the questions that can be, that are asked there. What Send Out Cards has done now is they also announced at the convention is that I'm not convention in Knoxville. They announced a funnel system. They created a simple system that you can funnel people into your self-replicated site, so it can go through so someone can go through all the stages. There's 3 videos that are going to be on the site starting the first part of March. The first video is they're calling the wow video, and really what that video is designed. There's a lot of people out there that have never been in sales. They don't know the questions to ask, and so it's designed to allow them to send somebody to that site, and that video gives a general idea that it's an opportunity, and it's designed to tie to our emotions rather than the specific features and functions. It's designed to get people emotionally involved into the idea and concept of being part of something very big, and that is a revolution, something that people can make money. And so that's what that first video is for. The second video is designed to give people a general idea of the product and the business. It's not meant to give the details. It's just a little bit, enough so people can say, okay, I really want to get involved in that. So the first one's saying I want more information. The second one is I want to get involved in that, either as a customer or as a distributor. And then the next 2 videos, or the third step in that, the third 2 videos is if someone wants to be a distributor, they created a new video, Steve Schultz video, that doesn't go over all the compensation, doesn't spend a lot of time, but it gives people enough information if they want to be a distributor that they can see how much it costs, how they can get their money back, and if they need a little bit of what I call napkin explanation, someone can easily give, fill in the blanks a little bit. And then the other third step, or the other part, is if they want to be a customer, then there will be a video there, this very similar to the one we have right now, that tells the product so people can make a decision fairly easily on what they want to do and how they want to be a customer. So that's kind of a general, in a nutshell, what we have and what Send Out Cards has created. And I personally believe that is probably the biggest thing since I've been involved in Send Out Cards. And you can ask anybody that's been around me. Since I've known about this, I basically put my blinders on. I mean, it's hard for me to get away from the river and that kind of stuff, but I literally been focused on building a business and starting and helping people that want to start now. Even if doesn't matter if you've been here for a while or you're just starting, people start now because now's the time to build your business. I personally believe, and this is my own personal opinion, I don't want, this isn't a statement from Send Out Cards. This is for me. For the first time in the history of Send Out Cards, I can literally say that there will be new people in, not people that are in the top 50 or the top 100 right now. There will be new people that will come in, figure out this program, and they'll become millionaires. Now, what I mean by a millionaire is that I don't mean that they're going to make $1 million a year. What I mean is they're going to have an asset or a business that's worth $1 million. And in my book, that's $100,000 or more a year. And I believe with every fiber of my being that that's going to happen. And you could be one of those people if you'll focus on what the company's doing. So let me talk a little bit about, now let me get into some ideas and concepts. This call is about getting 3 distributors, helping people get 3 distributors in 30 days, and how to create 10 subscribing customers, or a process where you can do that. So I want to talk a little bit. I have several mentors in this industry. One of my mentors, I read a book many years ago, and I'm 55 now, and I was in my I think my late 20s when I read this book. Maybe it was early 30s, I can't remember. But there's a guy named Mark Yarnell, and he was a top producer in a company called Newscan. And he was one of the first people to ever make $50,000 to $100,000 a month in his particular company. And I remember Mark, he wrote this book, and it was called Your First Year in Network Marketing. Now, the interesting thing is that book is still one of the best sellers books in the network marketing profession today. And I don't know if he's ever revised it. I've read it a couple of times, actually more than a lot of times. But that book has been an icon in our industry and helped new people understand the concept. Much like I think, Jordan Adler just wrote his book Beach Money not too many years ago. That one too will be an icon in our industry. And there's several other ones like The 4-Year Career by Richard Brooke and just many of them. There's so many great books on network marketing now that it's become more conventional versus a stepchild, kind of a profession, but it's become more traditional, and more people are accepting it. Well, he wrote that book, and he talks a lot about the process, and he talks about systems, and he talks about all that stuff. Well, recently, Margie Alaprande and Martha Finney, they wrote a book that was called Best, Worst, and First. And it talks about the best things that people could do, and the worst things you could do, and the first thing you should do. And I think they interviewed about 70 or 75 people, and Mark Yarnell was one of them. And because Mark Yarnell helped me get my start, and he was one of my mentors, even though it was from afar, his books and his teachings and stuff really helped me learn network marketing. He says that in that book that Margie and Martha wrote, he says this. He says there's 5 steps to somebody's, or 5 stages to somebody's process in network marketing. The first stage is the exposure stage. That's where you introduce people to an opportunity. The second stage is the presentation. The third stage is the validation. That's the third party validation, or people realizing that there's other people like them validating that the company or the industry is okay. And then the fourth step is sponsoring stage, or not step, stage. And then the last is the training or the teaching stage. And these are the stages that people go through in their business. The exposure is inviting people to take a look, making the list and finding out who to invite, and then exposing them to the opportunity. The presentation is the meat and potatoes. It's our funnel system, those kinds of things. The presentation that gets people to take a look. And then validation, that's you and your upline, the people around you that are doing the business. People are validated by those people. And then again, sponsoring, that's where you sign up and get going, and then you get trained, or you're taught how to do the business. And these are just simple skills. These skills in these stages, they have skills attached to them, and you can get as good or not so good at these things. And you can get proficient by being the presenter, or being the person that understands the exposure and all these things and gets really good at it, face to face, voice to voice. Or you can use tools, like videos and those kinds of things to do that. But you've got to get good. Cody talks about it. You got to get good at getting people to take a look and then signing up. You got to get good at that. So you got to study skills, listen to people on what to say. You might even have to memorize a few things. I know when I first started in network marketing, it was foreign to me. I'd been in sales, and closing stuff, but it wasn't quite the same because it's not a pressure thing. You've got to let people. Steve Schultz says it the best. You got to. It's like you're buying a art gallery, and your job is not to sell the art. Your job is to get people to look at the art and then let them decide. So it's a little bit different process than a lot of sales is, where you're trying to persuade and coax and convince and close the deal. This is more of a sharing or sorting type process to find the right people, because you want those people to duplicate. You don't want to just sign them up, because you can sign anybody up and you can get good at signing people up, but you got to be able to do the other stages too, so that you can help them build a business. So you got to learn these skills, these simple skills on how to, get people, how to expose people, So, you can go to the Facebook page, and if you go to the right-hand top corner, there's a little magnifying glass on my Facebook page, and on there, if you type in 10 questions, I have 10 questions from 10 to the worst of the 10 to my favorites. And I've learned those questions, and I've gotten good at those questions because I practice them every day. And that's so that I can expose people. And so I've honed my skills there and got better and better at it. The presentation, I've always felt that a video, we have the live presentations, and if you can get people those presentations, those are the best. If you can't, or if you're in an area that doesn't have that, then you need to learn how to use a video tool type system. Validation can be done by simply, when you have someone who's really interested, they're not sure, or they may be sure, whatever, you validate that and help them in their conviction by getting other people in your upline to third party, or getting them to events where they can validate that there's other people that are like them. So that's the other thing that you need to do and you need to learn. And then sponsoring, you need to learn the process. You need to learn how to do it and how to help somebody do it. I learned a long time ago that if you wait for someone else to fill out the paperwork, if you hand them the paperwork and say, here, go take this home and fill it out, it'll never get filled out. If you give them a website and say, hey, go sign up, the probability is not real high. So you got to learn how to take that information or sign them up or sponsor them into the business, and take the information and put it in the system, or be with them or on the phone with them to sponsor, and your ratios will go up 50%. And then training them. Now, you don't have to be a great trainer. You just have to get them in front of the information. This is a training. Another thing that you need to understand is you're doing the process, you're training. And as you train these people on what you're doing by the process or the system you're using, they get to learn that process. Someone says, "So how do you do the business?" It was just 2 days ago. Well, it wasn't. It was, Friday. And I says, "Did you see what I did?" And they go, "Yeah." Well, that's what you do. And that's training in the whole process. You just keep doing the same thing and then teach people to do the same thing. And then they teach people to do the same thing. And that's the duplication process. So one thing, though, I wanted to mention here, Mark Yarnell, when he talks in his book, he talks about these stages, but he talks about something that really hit me. And that is the two most important stages are the exposure and the presentation. Because the exposure, and it's particularly the exposure, because the exposure is the money stage. And the presentation is the second. If you have, on a scale from 1 to 10, the money stage, or 5 stages, and you rated them, the money stage is the exposure stage. The second money stage is the presentation. Those are the only two acts that you really have any control over, other than maybe validation. And the validation just means you've got to get them on the phone. But exposure is up to you. And once someone's exposed and they said, "Yes, I want to hear more," then the presentation is up to you, how you do it. Now, I've always believed, and I still do, that face-to-face is better than voice-to-voice, and voice-to-voice is better than an email. And so the better you get at face-to-face, voice-to-voice, the better it is. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't hone your skills. In fact, you can. If you get good at writing script that gets people to take a look. And so if you start thinking about this in the process, and these stages, you understand that as you get to and start doing these stages, they become better. That which you persist in doing, you become better. And not that the nature of things change, but your ability to do it. So now, with that all being said, I want to talk about the nuts and bolts, about what this call is all about. And this call is about how to get 3 people to join you and pay $3.95 in the business and get them started, and how to get 10 subscribing customers and do it within 30 days. Now, some of you old timers in here that have been around for a while and that maybe haven't spent a lot of time with me, I personally believe there's not anybody in the world that, if they're willing to hone in on the skills that I just talked about, I personally believe there's not anybody in the world that can't do this business. Now, and do it in 30 days. Now, the number of people that you talk to may be the only difference. How many people do you have to talk to? Now, if you're somebody that's been shy and worked in a cubicle and hasn't made a lot of friends, then you're going to have to work a little bit harder than somebody that's already built a network, a large group of people that they know and that trust them and like them. And so it doesn't mean it's fair. It just means that you may have to take a little bit more time. But if you're willing to put in the hours, anybody can do it in 30 days. So I might be able to do it in 20 to 40 hours, where someone else may have to do it in 300 or 400 hours. But it's all about time and what you're willing to do and that kind of stuff. A friend of mine many years ago says that it's like a garden hose. Some people, they have a really, they don't have to water as much as others do. Sorry, my battery just became full, and so I have to take my plug out. But anyway, some people, they have a longer garden hose that goes out, and some people have a shorter garden hose. So when they turn the water on, it gets to the end faster. And that's kind of like our business, is that some people have developed a very large group of people, so they don't have to take as much time for the cash flow to do it. So anyway, I'm going to talk a couple of things of, number one, how do you build a list when you don't have one? Well, everybody has a phone. I know that everybody on this call has a cell phone, and all they have to do is scroll down, and they've got people on there. So if you take those people and you understand the concept, I personally believe that you don't have to go meet hundreds of people. There's a great book out there that you already know the people that are going to make you successful. You already know those people. And now you might have 25. I doubt that, but you might have 25. Well, those 25 know 25. So if they know 25, how many people do you really know? And those 25 that they know 25. So you got to get good at skills of asking people if they are or not interested, saying, well, who do you know that might be interested? Now you might ask 20 people to say, who do you know? And all 20 of them say no, but your 21st might say, well, I know 5 people, I know 3 people, I know 1 or 2. And if you keep the process and make sure that you consistently ask, you're going to find those people and the people that you already know. So that's how you can build a list. Start with a list of the people in your, write them down, get the memory jogger out, get the phone book out, and go through A through B and C and say, okay, who do I know in these different industries? Who do I know that does this? Who do I know that does that? Who are my my friends that have been my best friends over the years? Who are my friends? Who did I go to school with? Who did I do that? And then if you start focusing on making that list, then you can start building a big list. Now, a lot of people are scared to talk to people. Well, that's what the funnel's for. The first video is the conversation before the conversation. And you need to start a conversation asking people what you're looking for. So, hey, Jim, are you open for other ways to make money? Hey, Jim, do you keep your options open on creating other revenue streams? Hey, Jim, who do you know that's looking for extra income? All those are really good questions to ask. Hey, you seem like a nice person. If I could show you a way to help people be nice to people and make money at it, would you be interested? These are questions that come off of my tongue because I practice them. And the more you practice them and the more you talk to people, the easier it gets to do. But as you start talking to people and they say no, which you're going to get lots of no's in this business, and that's a good thing. That means you've been successful. You need to ask the question. The 4 most valuable words in your vocabulary after you've asked that question and someone said no is, who do you know that might be interested? And if you can start asking those questions, you're going to find that your warm market will grow through the people that you already know. And you can then, once you've got those names or those few that come in, you can start talking to them and say, hey, Steve, Jim told me that you might be interested in this. And see, now you've created a warm market through someone else. So you got to practice these things and get good at them and get comfortable at them. And, a long time ago, I was at a seminar, and there was a guy, the speaker was talking about networking. And he says you got to get good at networking in any business you're in if you want to leverage yourself, if you want to be good, if you want to be able to always be marketable, then you have to leverage yourself or you have to network yourself. And you have to get your name out there, and you got to connect with other people. So you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone sometimes to do that if you want to create people that like and trust you. And so get used to it. Don't fear it. And if you do fear it, face your fear and just do it anyway. And so that's kind of how you do it. Now, once you've got these people that you're going to talk to, you need to do massive action. And what I mean by that is if you take 100 people in your first 30 days, and a friend of mine years ago told me that it's as easy to talk to 100 people in 30 days than it is 100 people in 90 days, or 100 people in 6 months, or 100 people in a year. He says it's much easier to do it in 30 days. And if you'll do that, it's harder to take the time because you lose interest and all that kind of stuff. So focus on your first 30 days. And if you look at that, 30 days, 100 people, that's only 3 people a day. And if you can't do that, and if you feel that's overwhelming, then there's another magic number. It's called 12. If you invite 12 people to take a look and you get 3 or 4 people to look at it, your ratios are going to be about 10 to 25 to 30%. And so if you get 10, 20, 30 people over the course of the month to watch the video, When I say 12, I'm talking about 12 a week. If you invite people to take a look and you get 3 to 5 of those people to watch the video, you're going to sponsor 3 people. Now, if you use it properly and if you learn to not say too much. See, part of our problem is we try to say too much. We open our mouth way too much. And so when some people ask us questions like, well, what is it? We want to tell them everything. And you don't want to do that. You want to let the tools do that. And so I love videos because of that. And I love doing it. Now, if you're afraid to ask people questions like, are you open? Just say, hey, Jim, I got a video I want you to watch. Will you watch it? It's really not very long. And then let that wow video do it. That wow video explains there's an opportunity. After they watch that wow video, they know it's an opportunity. And now they might say, well, what's that all about? Great. Now you can show them the next video. Well, let me click on the next video and it will tell you more details. And then you can start the process. And at the end of it, it's always important to ask some questions. So you saw the video, talked about my product, it talked about the opportunity. Are you interested in the opportunity or my product? Now, that's just the one or two. You can say, are you interested in let me ask you, are you one or two? One meaning that you want to do the business, and two means you want to just use the product. And then ask them, are you one or two? However you want to do that process, as long as you're getting them to make a decision whether they are interested in one or two. If they're interested in the one, then show them the video that talks about that. And if they're interested in that talks about the details of how they can sign up, the new Steve Schultz one, part of the 1, 2, 3 videos. If you haven't seen it, it's on that Simple Success, sendoutcards.com/simple success. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see them there. But anyway, if you'll do that, then you'll get a lot of mileage out of that. Now, once you've done that and someone says, well, I need to think about it, or I'm a customer, you show them the customer stuff. And now this is the cool thing. You can use those Splash Pak accounts to get subscribing customers. And let me tell you what I mean. Now, you can sell those, or you can give them away, or you can use them. And this is the process I want to talk about tonight. Or you can use them to get subscribing customers. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. I like to tell it in examples of if I'm talking to a prospect. So, Mr. Prospect or Jim said to me, well, I think I want to be a customer. Okay, now if you want to get a subscription really quick, then and use this as a subscription gatherer, then you can say, hey, well, if you want to be a customer, let me ask you a question. You don't even have to ask them a question. Say, listen, if you'll sign up today on a subscription, a $31 subscription, you can turn it off anytime you want. But if you'll do that today, I'll give you your first month free. That Splash Pak is gold. Now think about it for a minute. Restaurants, department stores, ski resorts, you name it, health gyms, all that. They use the buy one, get one free all the time. Or I'll give you a free this if you'll do this. So this is nothing new. People are programmed with this. And so use it to your advantage. It's really simple to do that. Hey, I'll give you a month free if you'll sign up on a subscription. And watch what happens. You can take those 10 packs and you can turn them into 10 subscribing customers. Now, the cool thing about the Fast Pack or the Splash Pak is that you can buy them every month in quantities of 10. I mean, what I mean by that is 10 of those accounts for $150. So you can get them for 50% off. First time in the history that I know of a company that will give you half off the wholesale price, and you can sell it for wholesale to make a retail profit if you want to do that. But if you want to create 10 customers every single month, watch, and also get 3 distributors in the process by using the simple system of let them flow through the videos. I'm talking so fast that I'm getting excited about it. But if you'll do this, okay, you can gather 10 customers. Now think about that for a minute. So you do that and you get 10 customers. Now what if you only get 5 or 3 or whatever? It doesn't matter. The process, you'll get better and better at it. So let's say that you do this and you do it this month and next month and this month. You get really good at it. And let's say over the course of the year, some months you did better than others. And let's say you get 100 customers. That's a lot. Not if you're doing the process. It's not very many. Well, what's 100 times 31? You got it. It's $3,100. Okay, now let's say that half of them drop off. Now we have about a 70% retention rate after a year. After a year, our customers stay on, and 30% of them drop off, 70% stay on average. And so if you look at that, let's say that just 50% for some reason drop off. Now you got $1,500. Now let's say that you build a team, a very small team, and you teach that to your downline, teach it to your organization. And all of a sudden you have 100 people in your organization that are doing the same thing. Over their course of that year or two, now you got 100 people with 1,500. That's $150,000 worth of volume per month. And if you're a manager, senior manager, executive, you do the math. What's 5% or 7% of that? What's 10% or 12%? What's 15 or 17% of that 150? You do the math. You tell me. Now, what if you had 1,000? That's $1,500,000 worth of volume a month. Now you're talking some big, serious dollars. I'm talking about big dollars. And that's why I'm so excited about this program. And what if you fail 90% and you only get 10% of that? It's still very, very good money. I'm telling you tonight that tonight is a time for you to really seriously think about building your business. Really seriously think about creating a successful plan. Use the simple plan that you need to build a successful business. Follow what Send Out Cards is putting together and learn to follow the system. Be coachable. There's 4 things I ask a new distributor now. I just asked it today when I was with another distributor on appointment. I've asked it several times today, but I just remember specifically I asked this gentleman, I says, are you coachable? Are you teachable? Are you willing to commit to a year or 2 or 3 or 4? Are you willing to go out and build a business where you're going to at least build it so you get your money back, get 3 distributors? But what if this year, if you'll do it, are you willing? Do you think you can get 3, 20, 30, 40, 50 this year personally by following this simple system over the course of the year, 2, 3, 4 years? And the 4th thing is as you're building your business, do you think that if you use these packages, the Splash Paks, that you will be able to find 10, 20, 30, 40 customers over the course of the year and teach other people to do the exact same thing you're doing? If you feel you can do that, then you need to do this business. And I believe that with everybody that listens to me tonight. I want to let you know that I have never been more excited. I've never been more passionate. I've never been more eager to help you and other people build a successful business. Take these new announcements, study them, but don't take forever to get started. Focus on it. Use the tools that the company's put together, and let's build a huge, successful income for you and your family. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have an incredible night, and get busy, because I am.